to another session of Java programming language. In the last video we have seen which IDEs we can use to code Java programs. There are many IDEs available, but I personally prefer NetBeans IDE to code Java program. In the last video we have seen some example also. We have seen how we can implement the inheritance. We have also seen the overall structure of the Java program. What is the structure of Java program? Then we have made a simple program that prints hello world. After that we have seen example of command line argument, and after that we have seen simple and multiple inheritance. We have also seen in detail what is the difference between class and interface. So if we again differentiate between class and interface, interface is the structure of interface is very similar to class, but interface can contain only abstract methods, and the variable and methods and the variables, the interface members are public, static and final in nature. The scope of interface members is by default public. The variables are final. Final means we cannot change them, and the methods are abstract. That means we cannot provide the definition of methods. We can only give the specification. We can only define what it will do, but we cannot give the implementation of the method. In this video we'll see some more examples, like I have already created a program. You know how to create a program, how to create a project in NetBeans IDE. NetBeans IDE automatically give you some code, like it give you package statement and class name and the main method. I have also told you that in Java we cannot save Java program with any random name. Java program must be saved with the name of class which contains the main method. Okay, now we have to see, okay, if we compare the syntax of C, C++ and Java, you can notice that in C and C++ we write only void main and then brackets, but in Java we write public, static, void, main, and inside main string, args. So what are all these things? So public is basically modifier, visibility, scope. Since if we compare Java code and Java main method and C++ main method, C++ main method is not contained inside any class. It is freely available, right? But Java main method is inside some class, and we need object of that class to access the main method. But you also know that main is the starting point of the program. So compiler, when we run the program, compiler first search for the main function. But to access this main function, compiler need the object, and object has not yet created. So that's why we have used public and static keyword. Public is the specifier, public makes it publicly accessible, and static keyword make it class member. See, there are two type of members. There are two type of variables, we can say, instance variable and class variable. So instance variable means those variables are specific to that instance or object. If we make changes to that variable, it will not be reflected in any other variable, in any other object, right? But if we make change in the class variable, or we can say static variable, it will be reflected everywhere. Means if we create 3 objects of that class and we print that the value of that variable using object 1, object 2, object 3, all will give the same value, because all the variables are sharing same static variable. So static members are the class members, and they can be accessed using the class name. And since we have to access this method without the help of object, so it is mandatory to define the main method as a static. Now void is simply the access modifier, return type, we all know. Now again, this string args, what is this? This is actually used to handle the command line arguments. Command line arguments we can also handle in C and C++. For handling the command line arguments in C and C++, we pass 2 variables. You might have seen args, argv. One is character array and the other is an integer variable. So that work is done here. Actually, command line variable handling in C and C++ is optional. It is up to the programmer whether he want to handle them or not. But in Java, it is compulsory to use this. Okay. So this string array is basically used to handle the command line argument, and in the previous video we have already seen how to handle the command line variables. Okay. So now we'll see some more examples. Okay, so now we'll see the use of this keyword. Sorry, not this. First we will see the use of final keyword. Okay, so final keyword can be used in 3 places. Like we can make a class final, we can also use final keyword with the method, and we can also use final with the variables. So let us see with the example how I am first creating a class test, and okay, let us create a method void show and system.out.print inside show. Now let us inherit this class in our main class. Extends test. Right, now create the object of this class. Program1 ob is equal to new program1, and let us call the show method. Now run it. So you can see this function is called and the output is visible in the output window. Now if I use final keyword before this class, then this line is giving the error. What is the error message? Cannot inherit from final test. Cannot inherit from final test. Final meaning this is the final version of class and now it cannot be changed. So one use of final is the final class cannot be inherited. If you want to inherit this class, then you have to remove this final keyword. Final class cannot be inherited. Okay, now let us see the next use. Inheritance is used for reusability. Inheritance provides reusability, and it is used to enhance the things, enhance the features. So let us try to override this function show in our main class. Void show and system dot out dot print new definition of show method. Right, so you can see this show method is overriding this show method of test class. Now if I run this, only this definition will be called. You can see new definition of show method. In this class there are two versions of show, one from the test class and one from its own version, but this version of show is overriding the test class version. Now if I define this show method as final, if I write final show, final void show, that means it cannot be, this is the final version and it cannot be overridden. Now this line is giving error, show in program 1 cannot override show in test, overridden method is final, right? So if you want to override this, then this final keyword need to be removed. So we have seen that final variables, final class cannot be inherited and final methods cannot be overridden. Now see, we can also use int a. We can also use final with the variables. Now let us try to use final with the variable. Let us print the value of this. System dot out dot print a. So we can see it is printing the value of a. Now let us try to change the value. A is equal to a plus 10. Right. It is still running perfectly. Now what if I use final with the variable? See, now this line is giving error. Remove final modifier from variable a. See, since we have made the variable a as final, it cannot be changed. So this way we have seen final keyword we can use at three places: with the class, with the method and with the variable. So final classes cannot be inherited, final methods cannot be overridden, and final variables are constant values, we cannot change them. So this is all for today's lecture. Hope you have enjoyed. See you.